extravascular administration. So here one is the intravascular administration or the intravenous administration, and another one is the extravascular administration. The example, what is the extravascular routes are the oral routes, IM, subcutaneous, maybe other routes also. So extravascular absorption is a prerequisite for its action. So without any absorption and the reaching the plasma concentration, there is no what you call as the action of a particular drug is concerned. Action of a drug is concerned. And according to this one compartment model, it is distributed according to open model, and the rate of change in drug concentration in the central compartment is described as two components, an absorption component and elimination compartment. This is also referring to the what you call as the two compartment open models. Here you can see whenever you are, here you can directly see that whenever you are giving the IV bolus dose, suppose a particular concentration of the drug is administered as IV, so this type of the plot is obtained if it is a linear time, means 1 hour, 2 hour time, and if you convert the time to the semi-log, then this will be a straight line. So IV bolus dose, the concentration versus time will be a straight line, or this is the elimination coefficient. Whereas the extravascular administration means any other route, maybe this is the intramuscular route, then the absorption starts, this is the kinetic coefficient, then the elimination beta phase starts. Whereas in case of two compartment open models, so the thing is initially there will be alpha phase and followed by the beta phase. The concentration decreases, then becomes plateau. Whereas the extravascular administration, initially there is absorption phase. In the IV bolus dose, there is no absorption phase, whereas this is the absorption phase here. Then it reaches the Cmax and there is elimination and biotransformation reactions. So this approach models our entire body as a single compartment into which drug is added by a rapid single dose bolus dose. It is assumed that the drug concentration is uniform in the body compartments at all times and is eliminated by a first order process that is designed by a first order rate constant. What is a first order kinetic? It is the first order. In the first order kinetic, what happens? Hello? First order kinetic. Yeah. What you about the first order kinetics?
Drug elimination is directly proportional to its administered dose.
Yeah, concentration, total quantity of the drug and the elimination, they are directly proportional. Whereas in case of the zero order kinetic, it is independent. And yeah, it happens like that only. And here the drug is getting entered into the body compartments. So it is having a lot of formulas, of course. The drug concentration is equal to Ct and compartment volume is equal to V. Then K elimination or the elimination coefficient is there. And these are all the formulas how the elimination constant is calculated using the one compartment open models. This is applicable to the drugs which are given IV and at the same time highly lipid soluble drugs or the water soluble drugs. Means all the type of the drugs we can give the one compartment open model type. So here usually the first order rate equation which can be solved by a plot on C against time. The concentration against time can be lost because this is following the first order kinetic. Most of the drug, 99% of the drugs follow the first order kinetic, whereas very few drugs like the phenytoin and alcohol, you have to remember that thing, phenytoin and alcohol do follow the zero order kinetic. So this is the graphical treatment of the plasma concentration with time to obtain K elimination and volume of distribution. So volume of distribution, it is the term in which the drug get what you call as absorbed into the body and distributed throughout the body. Then one compartment open model. There are disadvantages of one compartment models because it fails to describe the actual drug disposition. Means what happens to the actual disposition. Here we are imagining that the drug is directly the elimination of the drug starts as soon as it is being given as a IV bolus dose. For example, a particular organ has a small but strong affinity for a drug which does not affect the overall plasma concentration, but which leads to toxicity on repeated doses. So here the toxicity and other things cannot be measured, because if it's a small organ like thyroid and other thing, if it is having lot of affinity towards the iodine, suppose we will think, then iodine goes and binds with that of the thyroid, but it will not have the major effect on total concentration of the drug in the body. So, but if the dose is more, then it may cause toxicity also. So, if this area is site of the drug action, the effect could continue after blood levels had subsided, because whenever the drug is exposed to a tissue, if it is having affinity, for example, iodine is having affinity towards thyroxine, then what happens is iodine is going to bind with that of the thyroid gland, and even though the actual iodine is being eliminated, the thyroid slowly starts secreting the drug. That's why even though the blood level has subsided, the drug is reversed back from particular organ. And that's about the first order, this is one compartment model. Now we will discuss something about the two compartment open model. And we have got the body is composed, it is assumed, once again this is a statistical model, assume that the body is composed of two compartments. One is central compartment and another one is peripheral compartments. Two components are there, one is central and another one is peripheral compartment. The central compartment is also called as compartment 1. It is consisting of the blood and highly perfused organs like liver, kidneys, lungs, heart, brain, etc. The first compartment or compartment 1 in two compartment open models, the organs include highly perfused organ, means the organs to which the high quantity of the blood is circulated. Example, the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the heart and the brain. These all organs do have high blood flow, whereas the less perfused tissues like skin, muscles, bone, cartilage, etc. make the peripheral compartment. One is the central compartment and another one is the low blood circulation compartment, that's called as the compartment 2. Skin, muscles, bone, cartilage. And important vital organs, the liver, kidneys, lungs, heart and blood are the compartment 1. It's also known as the central compartment. Here the drug is directly administered as IV route also. Here also, or absorbed into the central compartment, and various organs it is rapidly equilibrate with it. Here you can see that, yes, here also the drug is administered as a IV bolus route in the two compartment open model also, and it is assumed that it is the blood, what you call as the drug, is distributed between the central compartment and various organs in rapidly equilibrium. It will attain the equilibrium, and elimination of the drug occurs from the central compartment, means elimination of the drug occurs, especially the liver and kidneys involved in the drug elimination, and the distribution of the drugs to peripheral compartments like skin, muscles and other fat tissue, etc. is through blood. That's the central compartment and occurs very slowly. So here there are two things. One is the central compartment and the compartment 2, peripheral compartment, and the there is distribution of the drug between central and the peripheral compartments. So, but the drug distribution is very slow. And here you can see that the two compartment models. Here you have to remember this particular graph, that before administration there are no drugs as usual. So immediately we are administering the drug as IV bolus dose, and the first compartment means the compartment 1 is the liver, the kidney and brain. These are the highly perfused organs and also the blood. So immediately after administration, all these organs are being saturated. Then after distribution or equilibrium, later the drug gets distributed to all the tissues in the body and gets equilibrium between the central compartment and peripheral compartment. That is the two compartment model. This is also a statistical model, and many drugs will follow such type of the compartments. And the two compartment open model is also having the central compartment, and extracellular fluid is also component of the central compartment, and the drug distributes rapidly and uniformly in the central compartments, whereas the tissue or peripheral compartment, in which the drug accumulates very slowly as usual. The drug transfer between the two compartments is assumed to take place by first order kinetics usually. That means many drugs to follow the two compartment open model. So it is assumed that the drug transfer from the central compartment to peripheral compartment and back from peripheral compartment to central compartment occurs by the first order process and is defined by rate constants denoted by the letter K. First order kinetic: as the concentration of the drug go on increasing, the drug concentration in the organs, especially the peripheral and central compartment, will also, concentration also increases and the elimination also it increases. The subscript indicates, the K indicates the direction of the drug movement. Example, K12 refers to the drug movement from the compartment 1 to compartment 2. Here in the earlier formula you have seen that K12, K21 like that. So here it's a coded what you call as the symbol in which the drug movement is from 1 and 2 compartments, 1 to 2 compartments, or central compartment to the peripheral compartment, and reverse like peripheral to central is 2-1 or 1-2. 2-1 means peripheral compartment to central compartment. The two compartment open model adequately describe the disposition kinetics of the most therapeutic agents in humans and animals. So here usually 99% of the drug follow the two compartment open models. The example of most of the drugs, just like the first order kinetic is being followed by most of the drug. 99% of the drug follow the particular disposition kinetic. So what happens in the intravenous administration of the drug? So after the intravenous bolus administration of the drug, that follows the two compartment kinetics, the decline in the phase concentration is bi-exponential. So what happens is, whenever you are administering the intravenous bolus administration drug, it always follows the two compartment kinetics. The decline in the plasma concentration is bi-exponential. There will be two curves. When plasma drug concentration time curve is plotted on a semi-logarithmic manner paper, the plasma concentration declines. Plasma concentration declines rapidly in the first phase, followed by a slow terminal decline. Usually, suddenly, whenever you are administering the drug, maybe through IV route, then rapidly the plasma concentration decreases in the first phase, followed by a slow terminal phase. The initial steep decline or sudden decline, anyway, I will show you this chart, in drug concentration is attributed mainly to the distribution of the drug, distribution phase of the drug from central compartment to the peripheral compartment, and terminal shallow decline is mainly due to the elimination of drug from the central compartment. Here, in the particular chart, we have seen that it is having two slopes. One is the alpha slope and beta slope. So what happens, initially, there is distribution of the drug from central compartment to peripheral compartment, followed by the decline in the phase due to the elimination of the drug from the central compartment only. Especially central compartment means the kidney, the liver and the blood. So these are referring to the central compartment. The linear terminal portion of the curve is called as the elimination phase, the decreased term, and the extrapolated zero time intercept of the linear distribution phase is denoted by letter A and elimination phase by the B. We see this thing especially. The sum of this particular elimination, here you can see that particular graph. Yeah, this graph, anyway, we take this thing. So here you can find whenever you are given, there is sudden steep decrease in the concentration of the drug, then this is due to the distribution phase. That's also known as alpha phase, or then the elimination phase starts. Usually it is known as the beta phase, alpha phase and elimination beta phase. But this is not having so steep. It is slowly it's becoming parallel to the time curves. So this is the pattern of excretion of the drug in two compartment open models. Usually any of the models, first the absorption phase is always eliminated, because we are going to give the drug in the what you call as intravenous bolus administration. Yeah. The sum of the absorption, this distribution phase, and the what you call as the elimination coefficients gives the initial concentration of the drug in the plasma, C0 or Cp. What happens whenever a drug is administered into the body, the biotransformation also starts, and also the distribution and elimination, they start simultaneously, because we cannot close the kidney, not to eliminate any drug. So at the same time, the drug is also be distributed to the liver, so that the biotransformation is also started. So because of all the processes, there will be decline in the drug concentration in the body as the time advances. The two compartment model, alpha is the rate constant for the distribution and beta is the rate constant for the elimination. They are expressed in the unit of reciprocal time, or per minute or mn1 raised to the 1. And beta is used to rate constant for elimination from the entire body, whereas KEL is used for the rate constant for elimination, or fraction of the elimination of the drug from the central compartment. So these things, it's unavoidable for you to remember, because the two compartment open model is one of the important model you need to understand. In drug disposition studies, the coefficient A and B and rate constants alpha and beta are calculated from the experimental data by least square regression analysis. So in the statistical analysis, there are varieties of the analytic methods. So the data, especially whenever you are administering a drug to the animal and taking the blood in a time interval, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, like that, then while calculating the plasma concentration, you are following the least square regression analysis. Once again, here you can see that the distribution phase is the alpha, whereas the elimination phase is beta. And here you can see that there is a steep decrease in the concentration of the drug in the body, then it is going to be little bit straitened, because the elimination phase starts. Firstly, the drug is distributed to many organs, then after some time the elimination starts, and there will be redistribution of the drug to different tissues or the different organs. So that's why it is becoming the beta phase. So this is also one of the example, two compartment open models. This is the distribution phase, and this is the beta is elimination phase. Whereas in case of one compartment, there is no such phases. It is assumed that the drug get directly eliminated without any biotransformation and other thing. Whereas in case of the two compartment model, there is initial distribution phase, then elimination phase. Whereas this is also very similar, extravascular administration. If you administer the drug parenterally, intramuscular route and other thing, the oral route also. In case of oral route, it comes from here. Whereas in the intramuscular route, it initially increase and the Cmax is reached. Once again, the alpha and beta phases, that's the distribution and elimination phases, will start.